I am personally shocked and horrified by the tragic incident in Houla 2 days ago, which took so many innocent lives, children, women, and men. This was an appalling crime, and the Security Council has rightly condemned it. And I extend my profound condolences and my heartfelt sympathies to the families of the victims and to the wounded in Houla and throughout the country. The Security Council has requested the United Nations to continue to investigate the attacks in Houla. Those responsible for these brutal crimes must be held to account. I understand the government has initiated investigation. It is the Syrian people, ordinary citizens of this great country, who are paying the highest price in this conflict. Our goal is to stop this suffering. It must end, and it must end now. I urge the government to take bold steps to signal that it is serious in its intention to resolve this crisis peacefully, and for everyone involved to help create the right context for a credible political process. And this message of peace is not only for the government, but for everyone, every individual with a gun. The 6-point plan must be implemented comprehensively, and this is not happening today. I expect to have serious and frank discussions with President Bashar Al-Assad. I also look forward to speaking with a range of other people and other actors while I'm here in Damascus. Thank you very much.
Mr. Annan, what's your message to the family hosting this terrorist organization?
The BBC is like a British bombing club. It always supports NATO's wars, and even though there's no conspiracy, the reporter, whoever wrote this, I'm sure they weren't told to, it's part of a general malaise in the BBC that always calls for intervention and the use of NATO bombardment on developing nations.
Some of us who've been around long enough will remember the outcry in the Western press and from Western governments over similar occasions in Kosovo. We'll remember the way in which the Saddam Hussein regime was characterised because of its atrocities in Iraq. None of this was factually wrong, but what was wrong was that the Western response then resulted in a Western military intervention which killed even more people. We saw what happened in Libya with this. Everybody understood that the Gaddafi regime was a horrible dictatorship, but when the West intervened, we ended up with 30,000 dead.
We are completely against arming the uprising, as well as we are against foreign intervention. We declared that very clear, very loud.
Because I was involved from Stop the War with the Cairo conference, which ran for 10 years from 2002.
I mean, it's very, I'm fully, from the very beginning of him.
So what's happened to Houla? You must have really put over it.
Probably be someone low.
I was at the Today program when I resigned with Gilligan. Everything's on my laptop.
Yeah.
Make a program from them too.
Really?
Every regime